on the football front, love where we are. I mean, you think about last week's CFP, obviously we'll see what happens tomorrow night, but we have 3 in the top 12. Our goal from day one at Media Day was get 2 into the CFP, and we are moving in that direction. And our champ game in Arlington on December 6th should be off the charts. So excited about our teams, the investment they're making, to be the best version of themselves, and it's playing out on the field.
Shout out to the commish, Brett Yormark, joining us on set there at the Players Era Tournament. This is the projected college football playoff. And what you'll notice is their goal of 2 teams in the college football playoff. They're 2 bubble teams away. Look at the bubble there. BYU and Utah are the next 2 teams. And so you're looking at who comes off. How is this possible? How can it be done? Because there's some really good arguments for BYU. The case for BYU is really strong. You're looking at the teams that are in there right now. So much uncertainty with Ole Miss. What's it going to be with Lane Kiffin? Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Is anyone going to stop this travesty where a team doesn't have to play anybody for like 8 weeks in the middle of the season?
Exactly.
Anyway, what do you believe that a BYU is deserving of it? Because when you look at this, they're the only team. They have the most wins versus bowl-eligible teams in all of college football, that 6-1 record. Their only loss was at Texas Tech. That's their only loss. They lead the Big 12 in strength of schedule, and they are the only team in FBS with 4 road wins against bowl-eligible teams. Champ, I feel like you're the most presidential of us all. Do you believe that BYU deserves to be in?
Absolutely. That's a hell of a case. Look, Bama can't afford to lose another game. They're going home, right? Ole Miss, right there, right? The whole Lane Kiffin issue. So there's a lot of teams that still can be bumped out of this top 12. So what we see now is not going to stand. I think BYU is in perfect position to potentially get in this playoff.
I'm excited for this, man. I think this is what they made the CFP for, right? So we have these conversations so that every game matters here down the stretch, so that teams with 1 or 2 losses can fight their way into the playoff and really have a chance to win. I think BYU's case is the strongest of the 4. Now, I don't know what happens if and when Michigan can beat Ohio State today, if that shifts things around as well. Obviously, BYU and Texas Tech will have to fight it out and see what happens there and see who gets to get in. Miami still feels like if BYU wins and they win the Big 12, do they get bumped out? So there's so many moving parts, but that's why we're fans.
Yeah, if Michigan wins, they get in.
They get in, right?
Yeah,
that's automatic.
If they beat Ohio State, they're in.
Yeah.
Who?
Michigan. They beat Ohio State today, they're going to get in.
Man, I'm not finna.
They have to.
I'm with you. No. I'm going to be beating the drum. They shouldn't be in.
Okay.
That's not – like I know it's a lot of Michigan Wolverine fans out there. I'm not turning to that game. I don't know if Turner can pay me to go cover that game. But what I will say is this. BYU has the best case in order to go.
Yeah.
Only lost to Texas Tech. What I don't like is who's going to be in the Big 12 championship game.
Really?
Texas Tech and BYU.
Yeah.
I think Texas Tech, I've been riding their wave the entire season. They beat BYU. They're going to get penalized for losing to them, which is a top 5 team in the nation.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So for me, I just don't like the way that it's set up. And I know the first thing when you look at the big board, you want to look and see who are some of the teams that are very questionable. Notre Dame, clearly. I look at, I hate to penalize them, but Tulane. When you look at
the group of 5
teams that have their representative that comes in. So for me, I'm just pleading the case that I think BYU is a team that can match up very well against teams in the SEC and also the Big Ten.
Very similar scenario. Georgia loses to Bama in the SEC championship.
Same thing.
Right?
Bama would probably
it's the same thing with BYU losing to Texas Tech.
The reason it's BYU, Texas Tech, Arizona knocked off Arizona State, which locked that in. My question is simply, when did we stop looking at wins and losses? I mean, they have 1 loss, and we're comparing them to a bunch of teams that have lost twice. Anyway, we talk about the Lane Kiffin's saga and what that means, and if Ole Miss doesn't have their coach. We did hear Lane talk. We still don't have an answer, but earlier this week there was definitely emotion in the way he was describing his decision.
I missed my dad. I was on this. I really missed him this week. And so, my 2 calls will be the closest to that from advice what my dad would say to do on these things. And that'll be Coach Carroll and Coach Saban. Kind of wish when you had things to do in life that your dad was there, but this is what it is.
There have been multiple reports. I saw Bruce Feldman reported that people at LSU are very confident that Lane Kiffin will be going to LSU. What's your read on this whole thing, Takeo?
I think he's gone. Like, he is gone. And the reason why I say this is because if he really was staying, he could quiet down the noise already.
Yeah.
Easily.
But as we've seen in the last 24 hours, Florida has taken their name out of the hat when it comes to seeking Lane Kiffin. So for me, I just think that he is gone, and I've been hearing reports that he's pretty much on his way out. And
you're cool with that?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not cool with it from a fan perspective because I appreciate what he's done to Ole Miss over the past few years. Yeah. He's made them relevant. He's gotten guys to come from not just other schools in the transfer portal, but he's got guys coming from different states. I would just say like New York, New Jersey. There's no way in hell you're going to get a city dude to come down to Oxford and play for you. Agreed. He's done that. And he's created a belief that, you know what, we can win games, but we also can win championships.
But that legacy matters, man. And I think the legacy that he can create at LSU can be a little bit greater than he can create at Ole Miss.
I agree.
Yeah. Regardless, like, he wins because he goes to LSU, a down program. He builds that up. Ole Miss can't get much better than where they are. So he looks good either way.
So he's reached his cap. He's reached his limit.
Without a doubt. And I think moving forward, man, we all know there's no loyalty in this game. This dude is a coach.
Yep.
And give him chances to coach, and this is what he does.
Lane's known for offense, and we have a game that should definitely be high-powered. Baylor, Houston, just under 12 minutes until kickoff. DJ Coleman looking to bring a little defensive swag, all coming ahead on TNT.